I'm Gina, parent advocate with OUCARES, and I am back for our weekly segment for moms, dads, and caregivers. And this week I want to talk about siblings, specifically neurotypical siblings. If you are a parent of multiple children like I am, I have 2 children who are neurotypical, and my youngest is autistic. And I want to talk about how you manage expectations of the neurotypical children at times, and also the family dynamic. And I specifically, during quarantine and pandemic, I noticed that sometimes they didn't get along, of course, but the times that they were getting along and helpful, and they pick up on things that I don't even pick up on sometimes. And it reminded me that my neurotypical children are in this journey just as much as I am. And they're learning things and understanding things. And it started making me sit them down more and explain more to them. Explain more of, this is why things happen like this. And I showed them research that I have found to explain more about anything from stimming to meltdowns to repetitive behaviors. And it seemed to help. And I was curious to know if you do anything like that, or if there's anything other that you do with your neurotypical children to manage expectations. I know in our house, that is probably one of our biggest struggles, is trying to find things that work for everyone, 1, and then 2, we always have plan B of, okay, if this doesn't work, or we need to pivot. And I need to always remember that my neurotypical children need as much communication as my son does, because they need to know that, hey, we might have to do plan B, and this is how we're going to do it. So again, it was just a reminder to me that communication, managing expectations for all my children, and support needs for all my children are very important. I recently heard something where it said, it was a man on the spectrum talking to his doctor, and he was talking about how when he was growing up, his mom would say, okay, it's time to go, if they were at a party, and they would all put their coats on and his mom would say goodbye. And then it would take like 45 minutes for them to leave the party because the mom and the other kids would start talking. And he said in his mind, we said goodbye, we're supposed to be in the car, and he would get really upset. And I may have been guilty of that at times, especially early on. And there may have been some meltdowns leaving parties for sure. And it just reminded me that those little things and those little pieces of communication go such a long way for my neurotypical children too. So I shared that story with them, and we kind of chuckled about how we've done that to my son before, and didn't really realize maybe years ago that's why he was having a meltdown. We thought he was hot or he wanted to just leave, as opposed to he heard the word goodbye. Goodbye means you get in the car and go. So just a little topic to discuss. I know we all have such different journeys and such different family dynamics, but I'd love to hear from you on helpful things that you do or things that you struggle with that you want to talk to others about. So I hope this area of the internet is becoming a safe space for you to come and open up, and I hope that we can network together and talk to each other and help each other always.